Yeah, have you ever played any of these weird YouTube games? These little playables that they have available? Because they're like on your uh, left side of the screen. Play like these weird YouTube games apparently. Kind of like it a lot.
No, I haven't touched any.
Yeah, they're basically cell phone games, but they put them on YouTube. That's it. Like I don't know how else to explain it.
Sounds awful. Why would I bother?
But, I mean, it's funny that a lot of the games that you would think that you'll find like on Newgrounds or these other HTML style games. You thought they would have died by now, but no, like, they're still out there. They're still kicking. Simple games that get past. I found myself playing solitaire again like a fucking old man. I'm grumpy. And now,
You are an old man.
yeah, and
The
this is why I'm
Zoomer
looking
security guard at the bar is gonna pull your ID. He's gonna see the 19. He's gonna hand it right back to you in an instant.
He's gonna chunk along.
You're old.
You're old. Yeah, I'm old because Grand Theft Auto 6 still hasn't come out yet, and I am afraid, of when this game's finally gonna be released. How old am I gonna be? Oh, do you remember when you first played Grand Theft Auto? When you were
Yeah,
little?
I do. I was like
a little baby.
I was like 9 or 10. I was at my cousin's house, and he had all these games. And he had this console there, and I was like, oh man, I have this console, but he's got like, I've got like 4 games maybe, and my cousin has like a whole CD rack, like those '90s CD racks where you put all the CDs in. Yeah,
Legendary.
like a whole stack, and I was like, oh man. So I started pulling some of them, and I tried them out, and I put in a classic Grand Theft Auto.
Well, Grand Theft Auto 1?
Top down shooter. And that was GTA 2. That was my first introduction into Grand Theft Auto. Top down. Go talk to the guy on the phone. He's like, I need you to do this. And I'm like walking around. I'm like, what? I take a car and get it painted. I don't know what's going on. I had no idea what was going on in that game. I was having fun though. What was your first introduction into GTA?
Grand Theft Auto London, actually.
Which one was that? Was that on was that a top-down one too?
Yeah, that was a top-down one also. I believe that was packaged with Grand Theft Auto 1. I had a friend of mine's that he was a big fan. And this is before Grand Theft Auto 3 even came out. He was already a big fan of Grand Theft Auto, and he educated me about it. He showed me Grand Theft Auto London. And then from there I found Grand Theft Auto.
3D.
Yeah.
So they're already messing with that then.
Yeah, they wanted. So it's weird that we have obviously Vice City, San Andreas, but we keep forgetting that the original creators of Grand Theft Auto, or the people of Rockstars themselves, they're from England.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's no surprise that they wanted to do a GTA game out there. Especially with the lore.
Oh, this was
from
3D
London,
also. Damn,
the old crime phase. Yeah.
I didn't realize it.
You don't remember this?
You see, when you're like a little kid, you don't really think about shit like this. All these buildings are 3D.
It's all 3D. But it's just top down, 2D style. That's it.
Yeah, I really like the way they designed the cars. They were like so like bizarre looking in a weird way, like futuristic, almost like retro futuristic.
Yeah.
For a more modern approach later on.
Well, they wanted to capture the aesthetic of the time period. It's weird that there's so many people now that are doing video essays on Grand Theft Auto 3, and they're forgetting that the Grand Theft Auto 3 that we got was actually scaled down a bit, because of the attacks that occurred on 9/11. There was a lot of things that they cut out. A lot of missions, a lot of story elements, the legendary Darko missions, and there's that infamous screenshot where Claude is shooting at a school bus, and there is a screenshot of it, and apparently there was a build with that, but after it, it doesn't really exist. It's not out there. I don't know if there's a playable beta build, you know, in terms of like the CDs themselves, maybe amongst, you know, certain collectors, but I've never seen it, to be quite honest. You know, that build that has the yellow school bus in it, and like it probably won't exist because it probably won't have anything on it. You know, that's very early alpha stuff. So that's what I'm
Well,
saying. I don't think that actually
I
exists.
think Freedom Games have like an issue where like for more morality reasons they don't really include children, because if you could do anything and you can like kill anybody, they have to like take that stuff out, you know, for like for a rating, for a different rating, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, man. You know, and then we all know the
Man,
infamous
the
hot
camera
coffee
shake is
mug.
killing me watching this. To
How
keep
about how
zooming
about we
in
watch
and
some,
out.
let's watch something a little bit more modern now. Let's look at this one. Yeah, well, I mean everybody's seen this trailer. This is trailer one. I just wanted to watch this really quick and just see if there's any differences really quick.
I don't want to get copyrighted for the music.
Oh no, of course, yeah, yeah. I was gonna tell you, you can mute the music. It's not really
Yeah, this is
necessary.
GTA 6.
This is the very first trailer that they released. Over 300 million views. This alone. We're seeing all the animals, the environments, the
Which is your
highway.
favorite GTA game?
Grand Theft Auto 3. It's always gonna be between Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City. I know people who
Mm,
love, like, has a special love for San Andreas. For me, San Andreas is when they went super mainstream,
mm,
and I
okay.
didn't like it anymore. But I do have a special love for Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars. You know, that's my
Oh, that's the
second favorite
PSP
game.
one.
No, it's actually originally for the Nintendo 3DS.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
didn't
was
know
a
that.
3DS exclusive. Yeah, that was a Nintendo 3DS exclusive. A
Holy
lot of
crap.
people don't know that.
Nintendo with the GTAs. Always Nintendo, right? Always.
Hmm. So that's why people were asking.
I really
Well,
liked Vice
I
City,
won't go with that. I won't.
like aesthetically. I really liked Vice City, but I think my favorite is probably gonna be two, just because it's the first one I played, and just because it's so stupid and old. I didn't really play these games a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so they don't have it here. The main thing I wanted to point out is that around this time period, there was a lot of talks, and the main discussion was that Grand Theft Auto 6 was going to be a timed exclusive for the PlayStation 5, meaning it was going to be exclusively released for the Sony PlayStation 5. It was not going to be on Xbox, and it was not going to be on Nintendo Switch 2. Mind you, Switch 2 wasn't even announced yet, and it wasn't going to be on PC. This was going to be strictly on PlayStation 5. All right, so now let's watch the new trailer. And I'll make my argument there as we watch this. You know,
The
I mean,
new trailer.
you can play a little bit of the music, I guess.
What you doing up there? I'm just fixing some leaks. Seriously?
Pause it.
Dude, you got some time?
I'm just fixing some leaks. So a lot of people are saying is that that's a tongue-in-cheek joke from Rockstar, because Grand Theft Auto 6 was leaked early, I think 2-3 years ago,
Yeah.
and there were people that were able to acquire a playable build. The playable build was not put. I mean, that was the rumor. I don't believe that. I believe that there was a playable build, and that people have been playing Grand Theft Auto 6 for the past 2-3 years, and like they've been keeping it hush hush, and it's only like in the secret discords, because there was a lot of source material that they presented the public with, and I remember a lot of it. I was there on the Grand Theft Auto forums. I saw a lot of the what was it, the pre-beta missions that they were showing. I believe you were robbing a gas station, and then outside of it you engage in a shootout with the police, and they were showing everything off, you know. So
Well,
I'm
if you're working at Rockstar and you're making whatever amount of money they pay you to QA the game, maybe maybe you get weird and you start thinking about maybe I could get like a social media following if I just leak this.
No, yeah, yeah, and that's what happened. There were people doing it, and you know, there were people that were sacrificing YouTube accounts, showing stuff, people losing. Like you know, participated in it. I was showing it to, you know, my private circle, some of the stuff that I was able to acquire. You know, I showed it off on my Instagram. I'm not gonna lie. You know, people were asking me questions in terms of like how I felt, you know, what was gonna happen, and at that point, I wasn't too sure. You know, like I already had my issues with Rockstar. You know, in terms of them straying away from the more comedic, cartoonish style. that was presented, in the older games like Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, Vice City, and 3, obviously.
I think this
You
one
know,
has some comedic values from what I've seen so far.
yeah. There are some people are saying that they're going back to their roots, which is nice, and I'm hoping that they are. There was somebody that was pointing out a T-shirt that one of the characters was wearing. I mean, we'll see it in the fucking trailer. I'm already saying too much, but yeah, that's the main thing I wanted to point out. That they showed that joke, just fixing some leaks, very early on. So some people are saying that whatever that the data miners got, is probably not going to be in the final game. So it's cute, that's all.
You see the truck grill? What it says?
Wapid, Japid?
I think it says. I think it's supposed to say vapid.
Vapid, okay.
I don't know if that's intentional. What that's supposed to mean.
Yeah.
On your hands, I got some properties with paying tenants.
Oh, that's why you came by?
Just go get me my checks.
See you, Brian. Love you, Jason.
And they're saying that this is in game right here. That part right there. Oh, if you go back really quick, sorry. Yeah, that part right there, because it goes into end game. They're saying if you look closely, and right there, it goes in game. Oh, you missed it. Yeah, right there.
Perhaps.
So yeah. So we don't. But I keep telling everybody, is this going to be able to play on the PlayStation 5, or are you going to need the PlayStation 5 Pro?
Look at those arm hairs. Look at that detail in the arm.
Yeah, that's another thing. No, it's nice. No, I was even looking at it, like the shading, because even if you look at the window in the background, it still shows like some of the reflection, the light reflection.
Yeah.
On both sides.
I can't put it up all the way because my internet will die if I do that.
No, I know, but yeah, you even see it. It's all there. You see the clouds and everything. It's very nice. Like Rockstar really went all out. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like this Rage engine that they were working on for this game. No, I'm not gonna lie. But I'll explain my issues later.
Jason?
There's something that moves past this mirror on the bottom. Yeah, it's like some trees.
Yeah.
Graphics. The graphics. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just like cutscenes. Who knows? You load it up one day and then it's running at like 5 FPS and I'm like, damn.
5 frames per second. So this is an interesting scene. Also, pause that. Go back. Because in Grand Theft Auto 4, there was a lot more interactables with the NPCs. Like they would actually go into certain environments, buy food, go walk in the park, or go jog, sit down in benches, blah blah blah. And a lot of those smaller elements were missing in Grand Theft Auto. What was it? 5. So, and one thing that somebody pointed out that was interesting is that in Grand Theft Auto 4, you would see certain NPCs get stopped by the cops and have their vehicle searched.
Mm.
So the fact that they're showing this right here, some people are under the suspicious that maybe they brought back some of those NPC elements where maybe you can help the cops. Because that was an old thing too in the older games. Like some of the people will run away from the cops, and if you help
up here and you start routing for the police.
Yeah, you start routing for the police, basically. Yeah, but you can't.
Look
This
at
is
the
the thing.
Look at the undercover car over there.
Yeah. The undercover car on the other side. Yeah, so I'm happy that you pointed that out too. Yeah, so there was a lot of things that people were pointing out in this scene right here. So yeah, some people are like, this might be a good thing.
That's a nice detail.
Yeah. And then they had the people who back and everything. Yeah.
Caminos. She's supposed to be getting out.
What's your name?
Oh, listen to this.
Jason Duval.
I've seen you here before.
You might have.
Pause. So they're saying he might be what is it? He's a cop, and she's a criminal. Because the first leaks were saying that the storyline was a brother and sister story. But I don't know if that's true now, because now they're showing like these two are.
No, it really is true. Florida.
Holy shit.
Directed by George R.R. Martin.
Oh my god. No, but I'm not how because they were saying that the brother was a cop and like the sister was a criminal, or that the sister was a cop and that the brother was a criminal. So like there was like conflicting stories in like in the early leaks. but like now, people under the suspicion that like this guy right here is a cop, and like his lover, you know, is the main one that's committing crimes and so forth. Or maybe he's an undercover, you know, and is trying to unravel an even bigger story. But this is like early shit. Like who the fuck knows? You know, this is all me reading
This
shit
is
and just like,
headcanon from a bunch
it's
of
just
schizos.
yeah. It's all headcanon basically. I'm just reading all this shit, and I'm just like, yo, y'all getting all this from a trailer?
What
Like
if
my
she's
main,
like a succubus and he doesn't know?
like my main concern is something else. I'll rant about my main concern later. Like here, just like I'm doing this just to give context to what everybody else is screaming about and shit.
Hey,
Hey,
Hey. That was a weird transition.
hands above your head now!
you stay.
What's an interesting transition if you think about it, because Rockstar got in trouble before for using sexual themes back in San Andreas with the original Hot Coffee mod. So now that maybe we're a little bit, maybe the gaming environment has matured, or maybe we can play with these themes now, you know, and maybe Grand Theft Auto 6 would be the first to show maybe a sexual scene, you know. I mean, let's not forget God of War had you fucking bitches. You'll remember? That was the first game.
Yeah. You'd mash the
Yeah,
circle button or whatever.
yeah, the circle button. Yeah, you can fuck bitches in that game. People forget that game was insane. Like that's why God of War was cool. All right,
If you
you
ever
could
buy
kill
a
all the guys, fuck bitches, do all this other shit.
if you ever buy a used PS2 controller on eBay and you realize the circle button is worn down, you know why.
Yeah, the circle button is gone. That
What
was
happened
his
to the
favorite.
circle button?
He was gooning to that game. He was gooning to the gods. Jesus, man.
I started playing the music. I had to mute it.
That's not a problem. It's fine. But it's interesting. What they're really showing on.
And what you got.
Oh, the jiggle physics. Everybody was going crazy for these jiggle physics right here.
Just play Zangief in Street Fighter 6. You got a lot of jiggle there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to burst your bubbles. Rockstar was not the first to come up with the jizzle physics. You know who was? Oatmeal Face Man from Dead or Alive. What's his name? I always call him Oatmeal Face Man. I
His name?
apologize.
Oh, his name is Oatmeal Face.
Oatmeal Face. Okay, so it is Oatmeal Face Man. Yeah, from Tecmo. He's the man that created the original jiggle physics. Yes, right there. You can click any of those games.
How come I typed this in and nothing came up?
What, Dead or Alive Extreme?
It's like the 8th result or something.
Yeah, like all those jizzle physics is all, and this man was intelligent. He went to all the Japanese AV idols, all the stars out there, and he was like, "Please, we
You
need
got an
your
army of gooners to go and find the best ones for the game.
yeah." And he got all the physics from there. They did free 3D models of all these
He's gonna
girls,
get
and they were
splinters
able,
down there. Look at this.
like the training was intense. These girls had to jump, you know, vigorously.
YouTube's gonna
And
hit
he's
us if I keep playing this. Anyway.
you know, yeah, that shit is insane. That man was intelligent, bro.
Intelligent Oatmeal Face.
And let's not forget Hideo Kojima. You know, he scanned the bottom of that girl's feet. You know, for artistic purposes.
They needed it.
El hombre de what's that article from Chile? They call him the most intelligent of the game developer.
Look, man, this is all nice and everything, but I don't know if people are gonna run the game and it's gonna look like this. Exactly, I don't know.
I mean, oh yeah, that was another one that's apparently in game. If you go back, I'm sorry, if you go back a couple, that one right there, yeah, that one's in game apparently.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because everything else definitely looks pre-rendered.
Yeah, I watched this trailer earlier and I was like, are they just gonna... They're really gonna show this relationship a lot. They really want to sell it home.
Pause it. So I'm gonna rant for a few. You gotta give me a second. So the main reason why I was bringing up the time exclusive content for PlayStation 5 is that now it's been a year later, and they've pushing the game a year further, and now we're seeing here, at the final end of the credits, we're seeing the Grand Theft Auto logo, the final release date, May 26, 2026. And then the bottom, we're seeing a PlayStation 5 captured on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. So now Grand Theft Auto 6 is no longer a PlayStation 5 exclusive. It is semi multi-platform. It probably won't be announced for the Switch 2 until the Switch 2 is finally released. And even that might not even happen. Exactly, which is why I'm saying that might not even happen.
People are saying the specs on the Switch are relative to the PS4.
And for all we know, maybe Rockstars can start a relationship again with Nintendo and they can come up with another Chinatown War styles game. Maybe something that's a side story to Grand Theft Auto. This is me just theorizing. I don't fucking know, but it's just interesting that the game is no longer an exclusive content. What happened
Maybe it'll
during
be Taiwan Town War.
Taiwan Town Wars, good lord. What happened during that shareholder meeting with Sony and Rockstar? What happened in those separate offices where Rockstar decided we can't have this game an exclusive anymore? And I want everybody to keep in mind that Xbox just recently made an announcement saying that they were going to raise their prices according to the tariffs, which is fucking bullshit. And they're also raising the prices of their games, physical and digital. Which is leading me to believe, which I've been screaming about all this fucking time, that Grand Theft Auto 6 might potentially carry a price tag of $150 to $250.
All I know is the money, nigga.
Absolutely correct. All I know is the money. And I'm following the money right now. Something happened in that shareholder meeting, and they added Microsoft to the equation. All right. And Xbox Game Live Pass is doing very well. Okay, I wasn't even aware of this shit. They're doing very well. What's that fucking RPG that just came out? It's doing very okay.
What dirt does Bill Gates have on the GTA developers?
What the fuck happened? Okay. Xbox made that announcement. Rockstar was like, you know what? Fuck that. We're gonna put it on Xbox, and we're gonna raise the price of this fucking game.
They should start the new, if they do a Switch version, a Switch China version, they should start the game, and when you load up the game, you have like a character staring at the screen, and then he goes,
"Years ago, I was Chinese."
You wanted to do that, huh? You were waiting for it.
I have to brute force this dumb thing since it's kind of relevant.
No, you're doing that. Well, I mean, I'll say this one last thing because it's interesting how the gaming landscape has completely changed this past 2 years. Landscape, not landscape, but what do you say? Stop confusing. Shut your mouth.
Confuse yourself.
Yes, I did. It's interesting how everything is changing now. They've been forcing gamers to finally move on from consoles and adopt the PC gaming lifestyle. And for those that have listened, those that have attempted to, have realized that, they came a little shortchanged. It's a little difficult acquiring certain parts, especially now with the prices going up.
Yeah.
So how many people have already purchased a PS5? And it's many, and a lot of it has been sitting catching dust. Now, there aren't that really that much. There aren't that many games on the PlayStation 5. Let's be real honest with ourselves. So now they released the PlayStation 5 Pro. How many people have purchased the Pro? When this game finally comes out, what is this? The global games market revenue of 20. All right, give me a second, and then I'll rant about that. Like when this game finally comes out, regardless whether it carries a $100 price tag, $200, whatever you name it. How many people are gonna go out of the way to pay that premium price tag for the game, whether it's 100 or 200, and buy a new console? So now, which console are you buying? Are you gonna get the Pro, or are you gonna get the basic console? Are there gonna be issues? Are a lot of these people gonna find themselves, fucked over? There's a lot of questions right now. Right now, Rockstars needs to educate their fan base. They need to be very honest with them. I'm a little scared with this fucking game.
Well, the
No, let
PS5
me
is
finish.
5 years
Let me
old at this point. Will it be on a new console?
And that's another thing. I had a friend of ours point something out to me, and I'm not gonna name him, but he said that you know the, I'm try to rephrase it as much because I was originally talking to him about how everybody was going to PC and why would people even downgrade to get a PlayStation 5 to play Grand Theft Auto 6, because at this point, some people have already made that leap and they've optimized their system, to basically play any new game that comes out. And what he was saying is that they're making money hand over fist first with the current game, and they have to deal with the reality of what the customer wants from their game. Once from their game has shifted, then there's the the normal camp that just wants to play, the campaign, or thinks they want to desperately play it, and then there's the actual current fan base of the game that plays it because of the expanded mod world that has been built into it. Keyword mod world. It's a complete guesswork, but I say a good share of the portion that is currently playing the game is new to the series and kind of know it as a online role-playing game first and a campaign game second. This is a very important distinction that my friend has made here, and it's very intelligent because I didn't even consider this first. I've completely forgotten about this aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So with that hanging over their head, I feel like there's a real danger to launching the game while the current iteration is still heavily played and arguably more feature robust than any day one game can be due to the mods. Also, hence the no PC launch. Another clever backhanded attempt to control the reliance on the mod community. And I told him that he hit the nail on the head perfectly. And I asked him, is GTA 6 going to be a complete package versus what's already available or established for players? I keep saying it. This game might fuck around and start the video game crash. And this is what he's told me. He's saying that he can see it going the Kingdom Hearts 3 round, and we haven't heard a fucking whisper on the game of that aspect, on the online aspects of the game. And he's saying that the people really going to pretend that they want to play GTA as a campaign first, especially in the current state of culture, especially now in the gaming culture where every game is online. Everybody wants to play the game online. Everybody's playing with their friends. Everybody's streaming together with their friends. Everybody's on a fucking Discord call doing it. That's the reality.
Is
And
it
he's saying,
possible this is why it got delayed?
who knows? And he was saying consumer desire has changed so much that I think it's a cocktail for disaster. You know? And it's just, come on now. It's just they're building up all this hype for this game, but what are they really offering? We're only getting small screenplays, very small details, little things here and there. Is this a
If I
very
can,
yeah? I'll let you interject now.
so
But
what?
I needed to point that out,
No, it's
and
good.
'cause I didn't even realize that because when I played Grand Theft Auto, for me, it was all about the original game, the original story. And
Yeah.
let's not forget that it was like during the Rockstar leak, it was revealed that when Grand Theft Auto 5 was first worked on, there was going to be a separate online mode or a separate game, Grand Theft Auto Online. This was actually originally for Grand Theft Auto 4. But what they realized is that Grand Theft Auto 4, with the online mode, worked better than selling a separate package that was selling that focused on the online. Because it would bring in more players. They wanted to unify the sales. You know, and you see what happened with the mods of Grand Theft Auto 4, and a lot of it even continued with Grand Theft Auto 5. And I completely forgot about that. There's people literally playing Second Life on Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
Lives. I mean, on Grand Theft Auto 5.
It's
You
almost
know, they're like,
like a more mature version of like what these kids kind of do on Roblox, and maybe that's like the trajectory that they go on. Like they start with Roblox when they're like very young, and then once they hit like the teenage years, they move on to like GTA and they start playing in there.
and perfect example. Yeah, you said it. They're playing Roblox, but Roblox, guess what, has an online community. They're all online playing together. And you see it, all the videos, all these, a lot of those kids be doing a lot of wild shit. They be having like the little parties and they be showing up the parties. Those kids are insane. A lot of those custom servers, like it's fucking
Insane
insane.
or based?
Insane or and oh good lord. And then we had that controversial episode, when I was even talking about, the I mean, oh God, I'd rather not even talk about that incident because I don't want this episode to get flagged because we're already talking about GTA 6. Good Lord.
But
But
if I could just like chime in here for a sec. So
yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
you just said about the whole online community and just the fact that the GTA 5, we already know, like you said, it has so many of these like robust features and all this multiplayer stuff going on. That's kind of the same thing that's been happening with Path of Exile, where they have their Path of Exile 1, and they've got like 10 years of development and content and stuff going on in that game. Like you could play it now and like it'll take you forever to get through everything, and there's like so much to do. Whereas you have Path of Exile 2 and everyone plays it for a week and they're like, well, I guess that's it, and then they turn it off again. And it's been like that for like 2 seasons now, so, well, I wouldn't say seasons, but they released it in like December, and then they recently released it again like 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah.
And I wonder if, like what you're saying, like maybe it'll be the same for GTA 6, where people just turn it on and they like play it, beat the campaign, and they're like, well, what do we do now? I guess we'll go back to
Yeah.
GTA 5, or maybe not even that.
Well, they need to have the online mode available from launch, and I don't think Rockstar's that dumb enough where they'll release this game without online mode. I don't think they're that fucking dumb.
I mean, that is an option though. If they release it without it, and then they say, okay, it's coming though, and then they build it up, right?
And it becomes a DLC. You have to
that
pay
would be,
for the online package.
because that would be better than them releasing something half-assed.
So it goes back to my original argument. You're paying originally what, $120, $150 for the first game. So now you got to pay the online mode. The online mode is another $50, maybe more. Now it's a $200 game. You didn't even get the other DLC yet. Maybe the expansion packs are $30 here, $40 there. What the fuck?
I wonder when are the development times gonna start contracting? Because they've just been getting bigger and longer, and it's taken forever to make games now. People spend their entire career making one game. I just wonder when it's gonna start like coming back. Like, all right, we have all this high fidelity art. It looks really good. We're getting diminishing returns. There's no point of us adding any extra fidelity here. Let's just reel it back and just focus on games more, like making these games a little quicker.
Buy indie. Support indie. Fuck them. Fuck these people and support the Japanese. God damn it.
The Indias, the Indians, the Indies.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck it. Support the indies. Fuck it, man.
Yeah,
Look at this shit.
We love our indie developers.
They're a bunch of mouth breathers too, but fucking support them.
Everyone's a mouth breather to you.
This shit's gonna get rough.
Yeah, look at this. So this is in 2023. They did like a kind of like a. They're trying to show like revenue, like how much money these sectors of the gaming market is doing.
So, console gaming did over 52 billion.
Well, look at the percentages mostly, because this is.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah. So you have browser PC gaming, which is what I was just talking about. Funny enough, like the stuff on YouTube and everything else, they revenued over 1.9 billion. Downloaded
of the total. Yeah.
1% of the total. I mean, yeah, and that's mostly like the grandmas, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. They probably got like on Facebook and stuff. They're playing like the games on Facebook and everything else.
No, I think there's like Plants vs Zombies and like certain things like that can be played in browsers. For some reason, there are people who really like web browser-based games.
Like I guess they're easy. They're fun.
Originally, I think RuneScape was a browser game. Also,
Yes, I believe so. Or is it download only? You had to download the whole package.
I think it's downloaded now, but I think originally it was a browser game.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Downloaded and boxed PC games over $39 billion. Mobile game, and this is why people are fucking scared of over 80, and these are all 89 billion. I mean, these are all the gotcha games. This is like this is
Copy paste
heavily,
games.
yeah, heavily from like the Chinese market. A lot of the like because I mean we've seen the Flappy Birds, we've seen all those games that came and go, but like the games now that they're making, a lot of it especially is from like the
Diablo Immortal.
yeah, like it's just
Everyone hates that game, but that's like one of their most profitable games, I think. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat.
because it's on P
Get down there in
it's
the
on the phone.
comments. But
It's on the phone.
yeah, they do some
You know?
really. They get away with murder on the phones with like these psychological games that they play. It's like getting people to spend money. It's insane.
I mean, do you want to wait 24 hours or do you want to play the game now?
I think there's
That's
also a lot
essential.
of there's a lot more female gamers on the mobile. Then you also have stuff like there's like mobile MOBAs and shit like that. You have like Fortnite Mobile, which is the same Fortnite, I think. Like you could be loading up Fortnite on your PC and you're gunning down people on their phone. I don't know. It's a weird. This is 2023, obviously, but yeah, mobile gaming as far as revenue goes. I don't know if this is going to be exact, but this is like an estimate, I guess. 49% of the market,
It's insane.
and the rest is like console, PC. I wonder what it looks like now, or what it will look like 10 years from this date.
Ooh. I mean, the mobile market is going to completely run everything, especially now. I mean, yeah, what is it? The latest iPhone can play Resident Evil 4.
The original or the remake?
No, the remake. Yeah, so it's just, woo.
Hold on, I gotta see that.
Wait. Yeah, I'm not even joking. Wait till Grand Theft Auto 6 ends up on the iPhone. All the other Grand Theft Autos are there. A lot of what is it? A lot of Rockstar properties are on the iPhone. So
Oh
yeah,
my
give it a
God.
couple of years. It'll
What
be
is
there.
this? What the fuck?
Yeah, I told you. It's on iOS. I wasn't joking.
What, is this actually running on the phone, or is this being streamed to the phone?
It's on the phone.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Whoa. Gaming. Oh man, that looks like dog shit. Gaming. He's gaming though. You have to admit, he's gaming.
Yeah.
You want to talk about this?
I mean, yeah, this is another game that got leaked and everything, and I'm gonna be honest with you, the full game is out there. If you want to, you gotta join a couple of Discords, and you can find it right now. I mean, I wanted to find the cute little Luffy mod, but I wasn't able to find it. You know, but yeah, this is the new Insomniac game. They got leaked a couple of what was it, I think a year ago.
Looks like ass. I'm
This
sorry.
this was supposed to be their Arkham Asylum.
If this is unfinished, sure, but a lot of games released these days with this weird camera, like shit.
That was terrible. Did you just see that? Can you go back?
Yeah, that looked rough. That looks incomplete, but yeah, you can tell some of this is incomplete. But like the camera stuff with the animation, that look at this. When he's punching him, and the camera's just going nuts. I can't stand that shit, man.
Just look, well, I mean, people are looking forward to the game. Like I said, the game's already out there. You know, if you join a random Discord, you'll find it. Yeah, I wanted to find out Luffy mod. Wasn't able to show you guys. I'm sorry. I really don't have much to talk about this game.
No Monkey D. Luffy for you.
I mean,
oh my
I'm
god, look at this. The game is like, go here right now. You're very retarded. Go here right now. no. Logan.
Take this outside.
Yeah, I have to assume a lot of this is unfinished, but how much really?
Oh my god, look how unfinished that is. Yeah, look.
And that's fine, you know, things. Oh, that looked cool. Yeah, this part looks a little better, but it's still the fucking camera is gone. Scripted scene, What are your thoughts on this?
How many games?
Things?
Game's a little rough, but that's okay. You know, I'm angry at Insomniac. I wish they would have worked on a better Ratchet and Clank game. I don't know what they were doing with that game. I don't know, so
I don't think this game is gonna be like. I think it'll be something hopefully fun for people to like just turn on and go crazy with. Aside from that, I don't know. At least it's bright and colorful. Like, dark and shitty like all these other fucking games.
yeah.
I can appreciate that. Why does he look like that? He doesn't look like Wolverine. Is he supposed to be young or something?
Yeah. Wolverine.
Dude, he almost looked like fucking Iceman. The beard. In the X-Men movies? The Iceman actor. You know what I'm talking about.
I forgot his name, actually.
He's Iceman.
He's Iceman, dude.
Remember Jean Grey made him gay in the comics?
Oh, good lord.
You're gay now. I know what you really want. That dick.
Oh my god.
It's just sad that we don't get, like, cool action games anymore. We just... Oh, this is supposed to be 1984. Maybe that's why he's
I can
younger.
get in through that window.
Yeah, what are you talking about? We're getting Grand Theft Auto 6. It's the only game that matters right now. That's what everybody's looking forward to. First it was Elden Ring, now Grand Theft Auto 6.
This game would be really cool if you could, like... If it wasn't so, like, scripted
Some
action
apartment.
shit. Just, like, stab, stab, stab. Like, punch, 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 triangle,
Let's see what I can sniff.
square, square,
This was
square.
our
Like, that's
place.
what I feel like this game is gonna be.
Whole team.
Not really something where you can, like, dive in mechanically and, like, figure out how to control this weird guy. I
Just
can
mixed
sense
together.
it. I can smell the shit on the walls. Oh, now it's all dark and shitty. I spoke too soon.
Yeah, you can turn this off now. Moving along now. Moving along now. Moving along now.
Like, see, this stuff is cool. He's running on the walls. Like,
Yeah, it's my
that-
Spider-Man.
if that was more along the lines of what the game was, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's just my Spider-Man. That's it.
But like, just look at the combo. He's just doing square, 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 triangle combos.
Like that's my main issue with a lot of these superhero games. Like they're all just trying to be the next Spider-Man or the next whatever game.
I'm gonna do it.
Mystique, what did you step into?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pull it up.
Oh my god! Yeah, here we go.
Look at
The
this.
better action game. The better action game.
Oh, this section is tough. I was doing this section recently on my Japanese Extreme.
Let's take care of these guys all.
This section is tough, man. This is a long one. I get more out of this game. There's a lot going on. In this game. It might not look like it from this guy playing. He's not doing a lot of the cancels. Whatever. Anyway, let's move it along here, folks. Capcom.
You're gonna have to educate me on this. Like, what is this? What is this article?
This article. This is an interview Famitsu has done with Capcom. Someone from Capcom. This
Okay.
is Matsumoto P from Capcom. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 was able to proceed smoothly with the interaction with SNK. There are still titles I want to port. What does that mean? Does that mean that we could possibly get some other crossover games reported to new consoles with this new netcode they have going on? Question mark?
Who knows?
That's it? Who knows? That's all you're gonna say?
No, I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna read this article for me. What is this? Is that everything?
This is a long one, folks, so strap in.
No.
I asked Mr. Matsumoto, the producer, a question that I was interested in. Also answered a question about the first work. This is translated, so some of these translations are going to be rough. So if I pause, that's why.
No,
so
that's
if
fine.
you like Great, please read it. We do like Great, so we will read it. The premise is, I want to play. Please tell me how you decided to launch the first work, Capcom Fighting Collection. And now this is Matsumoto. Capcom has released so many interesting fighting games in the past. That's why you want to play online and play online, right? And we think the previous work is that I started to make the feeling that I always thought so, and so finally realized it. Then the interviewer says, I feel that the first work was Vampire. The series was the main one. But what kind of selection did you choose? Matsumoto says, exactly, Vampire. I want to port the series to the current consoles.
That's interesting. The Vampire Savior is not on current consoles?
I think they're talking about the one that was already re-released, I believe. A while back. I believe that's what he's talking about. After that, Pocket Fighters and Super Puzzle Fighter 2X. I just want to port. Oh shit. I clicked something. Damn it. Okay. And Warsword.
Warzord, aka Red Earth, yeah.
From the development members. Let's transplant this time. I got a suggestion and decided to port it. Did they part Warsword? Or Red Earth?
Yeah, they did. They did it in the first Capcom Fighting Collection.
Nice. From there, please tell us how and why led you to Fighting Collection 2. I had a title I wanted to port to a full current machine, so I thought, Saru 2, I don't do it. I was surprised at the port, and Capcom vs. SNK series, of course. SNK is entangled. Was it difficult to realize, or did you go smoothly thanks to the collaboration content with Street Fighter 6? Street Fighter 6, as Terry and Mai appear, Capcom vs. SNK, the porting of the series was also a smooth interaction. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be included in the crossover title for these collection titles. Looking at the lineup, I felt that this time it was also called a Naomi Collection, which is the arcade framework engine.
Yeah, for Dreamcast, yeah.
Naomi system for arcade developed by Sega, Naomi board compatible with the Dreamcast. Many Capcom titles were released on at the time.
Well, I didn't know they were going to call it the Naomi Collection. That's cute.
Matsumoto also says, it also includes titles from the late 1990s and the early 2000s at this time. Indeed, this time I'm focusing on porting games using the Naomi board, Capcom vs. SNK, Power Stone, Justice, Rival Schools. I wanted to feel free to play these titles that are reasonably possible. How did you select this title? First, I wanted to play on the current machine. It was a big premise to line up the titles, I think, and I'm adopting the title considering what the arcade of the time could play as it was and what title was required when I was aware of the market. Oh, this is a rough read.
No, he's talking about like all the different if I'm correct, he's talking about all the different arcade architectures like you were saying. So being able to port like ease, because some of them were already ported before on PlayStation 2. Some of those games, because they were just basically porting them again. So I think he's more talking about like the online infrastructure. So that way, so everybody can play the games online with everybody.
What's oh yeah. So Rival Schools and Plasma Sword was strongly requested by Asian fans, including Japan.
Yeah.
Power Stone 2 has been selected for works with many requests in North America and Europe. Here we
Yeah,
have
which is interesting. So
Rival
that's
Schools.
it's funny that they brought that up. They
Here's
said
Plasma Sword.
what did Japan ask for?
Power Stone 2. No, oh, sorry. Rival Schools or Project Justice. I'm not sure which one. And then Plasma Sword 2.
And what did USA and
They
Europe request?
wanted the Power Stone games.
They wanted the Power Stone games.
Yeah.
It's funny that Japan was requesting Plasma Sword. That's interesting.
3D is used for all recording titles. Translating 2D titles looks relatively easy, but when it comes to titles that include 3D, it feels difficult to port. But how was it? Asked the interviewer. Matsumoto replies, "We are also focusing on reproducing the atmosphere of the game at the time as much as possible, and I also attach a great importance to how to reinforce what wasn't good at usability at the time. We're adjusting to deliver the same feel as the users of the time, so that the retro game can said to be interesting even if you play it." Interviewer says, "The filter function and training mode that can be made of a CRT, which is like the old TVs, old monitors, are also introduced at this time. Was it a popular element in the previous work?" Matsumoto says, "We believe that the filtering function of the monitor is mandatory for reproducing the simulation at the time in the collection titles. The training mode is similar, and since it's a must-have function for anti-draft games," I don't know what the fuck that means,
Yeah.
"I make it on the premise of also putting it in. Also, the hitbox display added in the previous update was very well evaluated, so the corresponding title introduced it from the beginning." Does the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 have the hitbox display?
Yes, all of them. All games have the hitbox display. But I was
Based.
under the suspicion that Capcom and oh, God, this is some fucking theory crafting. Right? This is some headcanon right here. But I'll try to provide the evidence. There were some local modders per se that were working on Lua scripts. You know, and I think you can make those Lua scripts in Python if I'm correct, or C. And
I think Lua is similar to Python, yeah.
it's Python, right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Because that's the important part. Like I got to make sure I'm correct on that. Yeah. So yeah, they're all doing it on Python, and like they were these guys on Ficade and a couple of other homegrown talent were like the main ones that are responsible for making the training modes available for a lot of the
Right, yeah.
games that see now, and like a lot of the hitbox viewers and everything else. Like that was a lot of homegrown talent coming out with that. So I was under the suspicion like Capcom was like, you know what? Well, you guys
Yoink.
don't. Yeah, you guys don't really own any of this property, and this is nice. So yeah, we're gonna be taking this, and if we're gonna sue you. All right, so you guys relax. Buy the collection, actually. You know, so so you know, it's intelligent on
Sorry.
Capcom's part. You know, it was like,
Ah,
oh, stole this, nice.
そうですね. Matsumoto says, "As I earlier mentioned, I have now recovered in response to the market awareness and the request from fans. In particular, Power Storm 2 is a game battle royale that was still rare at the time. Until now, I thought that I could receive more, including online matches." The interviewer says, "I felt that online competition is very important. You can match with special settings such as the presence or absence of hidden characters that are too powerful, or simultaneous matchings of the titles you want to play. Like the like the 5-rated gay competition, but the breadth of play in online play. Why did you want to have it?"
Wait, what? Did we? Is that it?
I think it's like
No,
about
no,
like
no.
online settings, like I guess maybe turns rooms with turns in them. I think that's what he means.
I think he means happy, not necessarily like gay within that context. Like I think this is a mistranslation by the Japanese, or maybe
I
Google.
think this is the correct translation, if you ask me.
So the Japanese called the competition gay. This is what the Japanese are saying.
I think it just means like some of the online settings, like some of these that are mentioned, like turning off boss characters and making sure you can match with other settings. I think that's just what it means.
But what type of
Mats-
statement is that? Calling it gay competition?
Look, man, it's just a translation, all right? Don't think about it too deeply.
Nah, fuck that. I want to think about it deeply. What the fuck is going on? What the Japanese meant by
Look,
that?
man, just consume the 5 rated gay competition, and that's all. That's all you gotta do. All right? All right. Matsumoto replies, I'm very happy that each title is still popular and still playing in the Game Center. However, if you feel free to hold a tournament or play with your friends, it is difficult to play. I needed to get together in the Game Center and have the hardness of the past. It is now a natural time to play online. Creating an online environment to keep you playing forever has been a popularity in this series. Also, since Street Fighter VI, there are more opportunities for streamers and rivals to play. We believe that the fullness of the online competition functions is very important. Does it not have a tournament mode?
Yeah, a lot of them actually. I wouldn't consider it a tournament setting. I think at first some of the games were released without a versus mode, and you just had to play them on arcade. And but since there was a replay mod, people were just replaying it as like a fake rematch button.
Hmm. But can you
You know,
make a
because like
private room or whatever?
yeah, you can make private rooms. Yeah, but that's online.
Okay.
Like offline, there was no versus apparently.
Oh, okay. So far, interviewee says, so far, I want to choose a board version for every title. I thought it was. I thought it was, but is it difficult for the sake of technology or cost? Matsumoto says, SNK2, so the versions changes the play, so the arcade and household versions, EO versions, have the ability to change the version. However, when it comes to all games, there are some boards left at the time, some of which are finally versioned up, and it's difficult to look at the differences, and it's hard to realize. So the basics are using the version that many players were playing with.
Yeah,
Uh-oh, third
I
strike
mean that was
Makoto glitch.
yeah, that was a they did that now. When they first released the what was it, the Marvel collection, there were they used a they used a version of X-Men vs. Street Fighter that wasn't popular, you know, in terms of tournament settings.
Mm,
And I forgot what other game they messed up on, but they fixed that now. They brought back the version, the broken version where you could do all the infinite combos and everything.
infinite.
Yeah, and a
Nice.
couple of other quality of life stuff. And yeah, that's what they're apparently they're talking with like some of these organizers and they're trying to figure out what's the actual version that these people play, you know, so they everything can be seamless. So like you can train on this version offline if you want to. And like I've played the training mode in Marvel 2. It feels a little faster though. I'm not gonna lie to you, but they're saying that they made it faster so it can compensate like when you play it online. And like other than that, it feels fine. Like it's okay. It's like I'll say it's 2 frames faster, but it is a big distinction. And then they fixed Blackheart. It's not really a fix. They buffed him. They gave him all this weird stuff that he doesn't actually have in the original Dreamcast version. So you could do all these crazy combos that you can't do on any other version.
Really? Is that what you've
Yeah,
been
no, yeah,
playing?
yeah. That's what I've been playing.
So
Yeah, yeah.
what
A
version
lot of
do you
people don't know
play
that.
locally? I saw you on a stream. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I saw you on a stream playing. What version was that?
Oh, that's on no DC.
Oh, that was on the Dreamcast, or is that on
Yeah,
like a?
that's
Okay.
Dreamcast.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Dreamcast. Yeah, but yeah, but that version is dead. Like that, like the online world of that is gone. Like there's nobody on that. There's nobody on RCPS3. There's
So
nobody on FightKit anymore. Like everybody's on the collection now. That's it. Everybody has completely moved on. I'm still on Dreamcast.
if
Fuck all
that
that.
guy you were with was going to host a tournament, which version is he Which version is he setting up?
Oh, Dreamcast for sure. We actually spoke about that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I asked him, would you, and he said no. Strictly Dreamcast. It's always been Dreamcast. Like that is the standard, and it's gonna continue to be in the standard. And I was like, all right, yeah, you're right, you're not lying. I want to be autistic and go even further. I want everybody to play on arcade. Like fuck all that. You can, like don't bring your arcade stick. You're playing on this right here. All right, you got the full P360. All right, the buttons are nice and clean. We're gonna
So
be
how do
managing
I
it.
macro my dash button and
No,
get rid of my
yeah.
assist?
Listen, well, you can't participate in this tournament. We're gonna do it like the forefathers.
Uh,
All right, everybody's huddled around on one cabinet.
so let's continue with this. We're almost clear. We're almost through the clear here.
Yeah.
And then Matsumoto, oh no, sorry, the interviewer says Marvel vs. Capcom collection. I also feel like I've got some eye-catching titles, but I'm still hoping to get an arcade collection title. Matsumoto replies, Capcom still has a fighting game, and there are many titles that can't be played on current machines. While listening to the players who play, I would like to provide an environment where you can play as much as possible. That's the end of the article there. So are we going to see
Can you imagine that? A Street Fighter 2 tournament where you have to play on the cabinet? You can't bring your fucking hitbox, none of that? No. This is it right here. There's no fucking excuses. You either know how to play this fucking game or you don't.
are we
Like
going to
that's it.
see
There is no more discussions. We create a legitimate leaderboard. We add points. You know, there's a whole pointing system, a ranking system. We can add a dance system. People are gonna think we're fucking insane, man. Oh, that's what the Japanese do with the GameSpot versus tournament. It's on the original arcade. Well, not the art. It's on the candy cabinets, but that's the standard. You know, all the candy cabs. You know, so it's why not?
but
You know
are
what
we
the
going to
fuck?
see this game come back possibly?
So that's the rumor right now, and I said this a while now, like the eventual, because it's gonna get to a point where Capcom is gonna lose out on titles to release. So at that point, are they gonna focus on some of their exclusive PS2 fighting game properties, the PS3 fighting game properties, some of those games that didn't get released, you know, to North America, you know, like the what was it, the what I believe it's a Fate Unlimited Codes. You can look that one up, PlayStation 2. That was a good fighting game. Yeah, look at that's a classic right there.
I didn't even know this was Capcom.
Yeah, this is Capcom.
Is this their
This is the
original IP?
this is no, this is another IP. This is the game that
Ah,
this game right here eventually became Tatsunoko versus Capcom and Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3. This is
okay, okay, okay.
this is the engine right here. This is the engine that the game is based on. And this is why I tell everybody Marvel is not like Marvel 3 is not a real fucking Marvel game. It's an anime game.
it's Fate Unlimited Code. Look at it.
Yeah, it's made on they don't want to
Zoop
admit it.
zoop
They don't
zoop
want to admit
zoop
it.
zoop 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 zoop.
God, no, it's not. Stop lying.
Midget Wesker makes his appearance.
Yeah, Midget Wesker finally makes his appearance. Oh my
There
God!
he
I
is.
mean, I needed that. There you are.
That is
Yeah,
an
yeah,
inside joke. Sorry, folks.
5 minutes. I only have 5 minutes.
So what's the other one? Oh yeah, and the one I really wanted to bring up.
Street Fighter 4.
Spoilers.
Nah, you know what's the real game? Street Fighter Cross Tekken. They need to release that game.
Oh yeah, that one has been.
Yo.
And there's characters that have not been released for that. According to Yoshinori Ono, apparently there were characters on Capcom servers that were never added to the game.
No,
Ooh.
no, it wasn't Yoshinari Ono. It was Harada. Harada made the statement, and then
No, it was between this is a rumor. This is between Psycho Blue, the guy who hosts all the Street Fighter Cross Tekken tournaments.
Yeah.
He's like the community guy for that game. He's like makes content and streams the game all the time.
No. Yeah.
He's saying, like Ono said to him, like privately. Like,
Oh,
it's a rumor.
so Ono
Obviously.
said?
Oh, look at Smoke.
Yeah. He's laughing at this rumor right now.
But yeah, that is a rumor that there are characters that were never
But
added.
that wasn't a rumor. I think everyone knew because not only was it the online DLC, but remember a season was planned for this game. There was a whole tournament circuit. You know, people keep forgetting that Street Fighter Cross Tekken was the first. It was the first esports game. You know, for Capcom. You know, it wasn't Street Fighter 4. No, it was this. This is when Namco and Capcom decided, you know, okay, we're gonna make a game for the community. You know, we're both gonna come together.
Look, they're playing teams.
Absolutely disgusting.
Player 4 on the screen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna front though. Like the community for this game, like they are dedicated. They never gave up. Like even to this day, you can still find matches on PlayStation 3 and I believe Xbox. Now I think I think now they host a lot of those sessions, but like when they are hosting, yeah, you can find other players because they're all on at the same time. And
Yeah,
mind
man.
you, yeah, this
It'd be nice to see this game, Tatsunoko come back, Street Fighter 4 come back. Fuck it, make some more money on Marvel 3. Might as well. What do
you
you have
might
to
as well
lose?
bring it. Yeah, put it on PS5. Why not? It would help the community.
I do, but she knows enough to know.
Well, any final words for the fine folks?
I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe we might see some other interesting Capcom games. Maybe they'll make an announcement at Evo. You know, maybe we'll finally get that new Marvel 4 that I've been telling you guys for so long, because it's been in development for quite some time. Maybe it's in development hell because of the IPs and so forth. Maybe the game has taken multiple different directions.
We're waiting
Let's
for
not forget.
Marvel Rivals to die down.
Yeah, because like I said,
Which would be a smart thing to do. Even though it's like completely different genre.
Oh, the FPS, and I mean the FPS is just more popular. It makes more money.
Well, it's third-person shooter, but yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave you with these messages from Mr. Chris Hu.
It's a magical place.
It is a magical place.
Niggas getting blown up.